Yerushalmi Demai, Daf Chav Tes, in the article other edition, and we got to Halacha Daled, the Mishnah. Just to write it down. And in Vilna, that is Daled Amid Aleph, so the Mishnah, Halacha Daled. Hamolichitin L'Tochen Kuti. So he was taking wheat to a grinder, to a mill, which is owned by a Samaritan, or Tochen Amaretz, or the grinder is Amaretz, because Kotzon Meizus Shvis. Even though they are not the most scrupulous of people in terms of tumas and mice, nevertheless, assume that he doesn't exchange the grain, and whatever he takes back is what he got in terms of whether it's miser or whether it's shita. The tochen akum, but if he gives it to the grinder who's a Jew, we're not sure what he's getting back. So therefore, it's similarly, you believe you deposit your fruit by kuti amort. That's a Meiser Shvis. So they retain their status by Meiser Shvis. So Akon compare Sov, but the by the non-Jew is it's like his fruit. And see what it means in the Gemara. Shimon Demai, Shimon says it's not like his fruit; it's Demai. So the question is whether the non-Jew switches with his own stuff. That's the Tanakama. Shimon says it possibly switches with another Jew, and therefore it's mine. Okay, so let's come on. What happens if your basket got switched to somebody else's basket? So, if it was known that an Amoretz milled the ground his grain there that day, so then choshesh, you have to be concerned that what you're getting back is not what you give, and it's mine. You have to meiser it. Being lavin, if not in a choshesh, if not, he doesn't have to be concerned. If it's not known that Amoretz ground there today, he can assume that even though it's a different basket, it's his original grain. V'yachush. So one asks, that'd be choshesh. Would that be choshesh? And he goes on chima bein no bein sitkis. And Moshe explains, yad. Somebody sells grain fistful by fistful, in other words, small quantities. Sitkis is called a sitkis. Sirkis. It's possible he has a sitkis. He's socheres Ishmaelis. Okay, Tani said, what's sirkis? So we said sirki is grain seller, small grain seller. Small grain seller. One day she got from prohibited grain. That day it becomes indicative of all days, and you always have to assume that whatever she's selling is of dubious degree. And you have to assume as the so Sirki F Shaloli Sapik. Sirki is possible she didn't have rain. So that's here's a statement. Maybe she reads it as a question. Sirki F Shaloli Sapik Bitmia. Come on, Sirki Shai Ev Shaloli Sapik. See, it's not possible not to take a car and sell. Since it's here one day that she is using and selling, so concern for every single day. If there's no Amar who's known the ground there, what you concerned about? It's not says Moshe. It's not the grinder who are afraid of going to switch, but rather the customer. So he's not the miller is not concerned, not assumed to be under suspicion as he maintained the sitki under suspicion. So therefore, the Sidkis, since we know that sometimes she has to dip into stockpiles which are illicit in order to make her to sell what she is won't to sell. So therefore, we can't trust her. One day is holy. I mean, we always have to assume that the stuff she's saying and giving us is demai. Whereas even if we gave her, which was not, which was sukan, which was fixed, have to mitukan. We have somewhere every back is demai. But the miller doesn't have that problem. We're not sure anyway that the miller is going to be one who switches it. It's the so therefore, unless we see a raise, we're not going to assume that it was switched. Rabbi Taifa Samuka, Rabbi Taifa the red, Rishon said, "Kuti amoya b'kadam." The Nazarethans are trusted on again for safekeeping. They're not going to switch it. The law mastini. Well, isn't that our Mishnah? What's our Kiddush? It's a kuti. It's a kuti. It says we're left by kuti. You can take it back. So it's because kaso. Masisa shlo ne'achshidu. Our Mishnah is talking about once before they were suspect. The Asamemachar comes to tell you a few mishin nechshidu. Even now that they are suspect, we don't believe they're actually going to switch. So suspicion was not on that. Even if suspicion, but not they're going to switch. The way Chaim puts it, even when they're suspect, I guess they weren't going to them could go in Gemurim. So therefore, they did not have the full status of a non-Jew, and Akdekach they were not going to do. Mao period. Now we start a new question. Mao shiye nemon loma netalti v'nachti acherim metukain tachteim. So Bnei Moshe explains. Mao shiye nemon ba'am oretz kami boilei. We're asked about oretz. Nemon lomar netalti v'lezeh. Yes, I took that. V'chlafti acherim, and I put on other ones. Gave you other ones. But metukanim tachteim. I gave metukanim instead of them. So the Gemara answers. Im einat mamino shenasan al tamineu al tamineu shenatal. So the Bnei Moshe explains, "Becoming the mistab in nemanu dimatra mamino shenatal elu that he took hours." Remember, said Amor Tzachoshan that taminu gankid shenastam b'tukoy tachteim that he gave the others fixed ones instead. So it's only because he made himself suspect that he's suspect to haven't taken it. And Taminero Ganke Shinasam Tukai Takte. So a pretty bull, Dika Hashosh and the Tila, Avaki Ain Hashula Chlif. Camino Gamas there, Shomesh Shinasam Takte. It's a Pesha Asa Pesha here. He didn't have to say anything. Wouldn't have assumed that he switched it. Now that he said he did switch it, we only know so on his bill say so. Just believe him to answer, believe him to answer it. But he says, but I gave you mitukani. Kuti. But by the kutim, amamino shenasan. Ve'ad ma'amino shenatal. We don't say that by a kuti. It's the Pnei Moshe says, kuti shamar kach b'didei aminon amamino shetav amamino shenasan. Can't say the mashoma shenasan came to come with achteim ein ma'aminim lo. So the Amoretz, we do believe. That we're talking about until now to an Amoritz. But by Kuti, we don't believe him that he gave Metukanim instead. Again, because Kutim we're not meticulous about Leaf Naver. So he doesn't really care about it. There is a change of gears here in the Chaim. Chaim changes it. Although I don't think it's a significant change, it's just more, the lotion is more glatt. He has, from the Gra. Kuti at mamino shenotal. Mamino shenosan. Same principle. So Rabbi Yonah has Monica. I want to talk about Ibom Shaliem. He says, "It's my own stuff. I'm giving you." I feel I'm also an Ammon. Even Amar Shapi believes because he has no credibility on his own. But the whole concept of the mice because he has no credibility in his own Trumas and Misos. Ibom or Ploni Sally. If he says, "Oh, somebody a rabbi came, did the mices," we have to look an Ammon because he's Milsavi the glue. He's not going to believe, not going to lie. But the Patrick Manu Akuti Kakum. So now it says, oh, no, there's not just after Shanexhu. It's after considered like non-Jews, and therefore, even they say, it doesn't matter what they say, even they say that somebody else did it for us, we are not going to accept that. We can't believe him. That's what Chaim says, non-Jews not believe, even when he has a Pesha Osar. So he's not allowed to say, believe, to say, I gave you Mutukanim instead. Says more further that these Palgons, Machlekes, Kuti Kakum Dive Rebbe. The Rebbe said, and not the Kutim are considered to be as non-Jews. Kuti Kisor Chol Davar. Kuti is like Yisor for all things, and Shingamli, of course, is before Rebbe, and evidently they were not arguing the same generation. So Shingamli says, in his generation, they were still not able to be going Gemurim. By the time we get to Rebbe, they're considered to be going Gemurim. It's Anochi Kaperosa, that's the header in the article. It's not, I don't think it's in the Vilna. Yeah. Hachad Amar Retochen Akum Demai. Here say that if you give it to a miller who's a non-Jew, it's Demai. So the what Maishna Hachad Amar at the end you say Eitzel Akum Kaperosov. It's like his, it's not Demai. So what's the difference between those scenarios? So kan kupa b'kupas, kan peros b'peros. So the weird thing here. Okay, I'm gonna lose about that. Yeah. So the way Chaim explains is, it's easy. So it's like what's the word? Modular. That's the word. No, some other word looking for. In other words, it's easy to switch a basket for basket. So therefore, we assume it's if you left them a basket. So therefore, it is. They were afraid he switched, but with his own stuff. But in the Reisha, where he's talking about pears just left him fruit. And it's difficult for him to switch it with his own fruit to make it precisely the same weight. And the only thing we're chayshish for is that maybe not that he switched it, but that he put everything in one pile together and then separated it out afterwards. And some of it was Meiser and some of it wasn't Meiser. Rabbi Yirmiyah Boy Kun Rabbi Zira. Rabbi Yirmiyah asked in front of Rabbi Zira. The Shari so changes the names around to make it congruent with what we're going to see later on. Okay, but in the meantime, we don't do that. Rabbi Yirmiyah Kun Rabbi Zira Ma. What are we talking about? Kiperos and mamish? Is it actually like his peros, literally? Which would mean the poter teva borah b'mokam acher that he can use in order to exempt other tevel. Now the truth is that's a very difficult thing to have there because the fruit of the akum is part of the trumas. It can't be part or any the tevel. You can't use it to take up trumas something else. By the way, I see here now that Chaim also changed names. It says that Rabbi Chanina said in front of Rabbi Acha. Okay, so but I guess Poter Del Mogamach is going like the Mandamar holds that story about the ancient kingdom parents. Yisrael Avkim Medei Chumas and Meisers. Amalei. So he said, or it's not. It's just it's a kumrah, but not even the kula. You can take Meiser from this and something else. Amalei ulakol davar. So he said, do you think they said it's teva vadai for everything? No, it's only the chumrah. V'lois haberchanina matris gabi Rabbi Yaakov. He says that that Rabbi Chanina. Now we're going to the correction here. Rabbi Chanina's question to Rabbi Acha was not an appropriate question because it's not exactly the same thing. It's not exactly the same thing. I'm sorry, that was not clear at all. It's not definitively like Yaakov's Beros. So it's a critique of the question, which is a strange thing, but that's evidently is the case. Okay. I think we're up to Amud Aleph. Yeah, we're up to Amud Aleph. So, actually, pretty far in Amud Aleph. So we'll stop here for today.